Buckeye fans, welcome into another episode of the Buckeye Breakdown Podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us today as we break out the big news. We're just about 10 days away from the start of the Ohio State season. It's going to be the big matchup. We've talked about it ad nauseum here, and it's been pretty much beaten to death everywhere else. But what is the brand new news is that Ohio State does have their official quarterback number one. QB1 has been named. Julian Sayin, the transfer from Alabama, has been officially named the starter. He beat out Lincoln Kienholz and Tavian St. Clair to win that spot and get the job and do so. Ryan Day does so with about 10 days left before that big game in week one. So, Kev, initial thoughts and feelings, as I know we've talked about it a little bit on they need to name the starter. Now that it's official, what's your takeaway at this point?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. They needed to name it. They need to get a majority of the one reps with the number one guy because that's the only way you develop timing. That's the only way he gets used to the type of protection, the depth of the sets, all that good stuff. I mean, it's not just timing with receivers. It's working on handoffs with running backs because it's a little different. It's you got to put the ball where it's supposed to be, and then the running back takes it because their eyes are supposed to be up, not at the ball. But, I mean, that's just what it is. And naming a starter was essential to enter this last week of camp. And I don't even think it's a week. I think it's the last, the last few days. And that's what it is. This part's weird because it's camp, but you're at home. So you're sleeping in your own bed. You're not in the hotel anymore, but you're still there from 6 to 9.
Yeah.
And then you come home. And if you were like me and had roommates, you came home to roommates that are enjoying pre-class college. And I will let anyone's imagination take that wherever they want it to go. But,
I believe those are called the glory days. I do believe that those are that's what that's termed at.
No, yeah, but that's what I mean. Like this is the tail end. You see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Coaches are seeing their families more. Players are seeing other people more. But as that happens, you need to have a clear-cut idea of who your starting quarterback is, who is leading that huddle on Saturdays. And the Buckeyes chose Julian Sayin this year.
They got it, man. They got their guy. And a couple of interesting tidbits and notes. Coach Day was asked the other day about Lincoln's response to it all, right? Lincoln Kienholz, very much so one of those type of guys who's like Ohio State through and through, been with the program now for 3 years. Actually was named an Iron Buckeye, and I thought it was really interesting last week that Coach Day even mentioned that, hey, being an Iron Buckeye is one of the most important things you can be named to this team. Just shows you did really committed offseason, one of the hardest workers on that group. Lincoln Kienholz was named that, and obviously he didn't win the job, but he does understand that he's going to be playing meaningful snaps for this team. So it's important that he stays ready and that he stays locked in. And we know the culture at Ohio State. Like, this isn't a situation where he's going to up and leave and try to go somewhere, at least right now. Maybe that tune changes at the next offseason, but he's the type of guy who's going to be around, going to be committed to it. But as for Julian Sayin, man, I think you hit on all the important notes about actually naming a starter. Like, that's so important for his confidence, for the confidence of the team, and especially for a group, Kev, that replaced 15 starters from last year's team. 14 of those spots have been filled. The last one that we're waiting on is right tackle, but you feel really solid when you look around. I was just listening to Josh Pate talk about, hey, when you're a team like Ohio State, maybe these new guys and you're replacing a lot of household names, Jack Sawyer, JT Tuimoloau, Travion Henderson, Emeka Ibuka, right? You're replacing names that are household names, but you're doing so with guys you may not know their name yet, but they have elite talent, and they're Ohio State Buckeyes for a reason. And that's one of the exciting things that I think everybody's looking forward to. Is like, this is going to be a brand new team that takes the field next week against Texas. And I think everyone's just kind of chomping at the bit to see, like, who are our next group of guys that we're going to be excited to watch on Saturdays.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was talking about last year. I'm like, I'm excited to see these younger guys. We were watching them against the lesser opponents we had, and it was fun to watch them. It was fun watching Caden Curry on special teams. It was fun watching It was fun. I mean, all across the board. It was fun to watch Luke Montgomery turn into what he was. It was fun watching, who's there?
I mean, you go through the list. Brandon Ennis is another guy who, Caleb Downs.
No. The other one, Hartford.
Yeah.
Like that. That's sorry. But that's just what, these guys that you didn't like, Jermaine Matthews, who came out of nowhere and played really well. It's those types of guys who you were excited to watch last year when they got in the game, but now you're going to see them every down, and it's going to be fun because they got those reps when they were not the every down guy to get them ready for this, for when Denzel Burke left, for when all those guys you mentioned left, for when Donovan Jackson leaves. You lose 3 offensive linemen when you lose Donovan Jackson. So he played so many positions.
Legit. I mean, it's a really good way to look at some of those other names that you're going to be on the lookout for. Devin Sanchez on the defensive side of the ball. The guys are talking about him like he is the Jeremiah Smith of the defense, meaning that he's going to be a true freshman. He's going to come in and he's going to make impact plays almost immediately. And we're looking at guys like Arvell Reese, who we're excited about seeing. And you can go across the board and name guys at every single position. James Peoples in the backfield. But Julian Sayin is going to be the signal caller. A couple key notes about Julian. I'm sure that everybody knows a lot about the kid. He's listed at 6'1". I think that's a little generous for sure, if I'm being honest with you. But still, I listed myself at 6'1". I certainly am not 6'1", but he was the number 1 quarterback coming out of high school in 2024. Obviously, goes to Alabama, and then Nick Saban decides to hang him up, so he puts his name in the transfer portal. Now, the interesting part is, according to 24/7 Sports, it was. Ohio State was the last team to offer Julian in his recruiting time. And when Ohio State was his last offer, then he committed to Alabama shortly thereafter. And then obviously Nick Saban leaves. Now he goes and goes back to Coach Day and is like, "Hey, I'm coming." And one of the things was that Coach Day was very open about, you can come and join, but you're going to have to earn it. Nothing's going to be given to you. And he has certainly earned this opportunity. So really excited to see what he brings to the table. And then the last note is that head coach of the Texas Longhorns, Steve Sarkisian, was asked about Julian Sayin being named the starter, had a really good thing to say about him. This was a direct quote. He said, "We recruited him hard. He was a really gifted passer. He's a really good player. He came to camp with us, and I want to say for 2 years in a row. So we've got a lot of familiarity with him. He's a very good player. He's an elite passer. He's got very good arm talent and a quick release. He's very accurate. Obviously, he's got great weapons around him, and he's the type of guy that can utilize those weapons in a good system. He presents a challenge." So really good respect from his very first opponent as a starter. So you're going to get 2 high-profile names, Julian Sayin versus Arch Manning in the shoe on August 30th. So I know everyone's excited about that, but a huge step for the Ohio State Buckeyes. And Kevin, outside of the quarterback conversation, a conversation that has really dominated, in my opinion, maybe not so much dominated this Ohio State offseason, but took me by surprise, is the Austin Siereveld conversation, because this is a guy who was kind of thrust into action last year, and in doing so, did enough. He did well when he was called upon to play, but according to all reports and according to everything, he's named a captain. He's named your starting left tackle. He's dominated this offseason, and it's something, and it's a guy who's going to fill a huge need. But holy cow, the way that he has just totally dominated the offseason has been special, and I'm really excited to see this version of Austin Siereveld.
Yeah, I mean, he got a full arm sleeve tat. He did a lot this offseason, but I mean, that's a confidence thing. Like, hey, he wanted it and he got it. Like, if he feels more comfortable, all power to him. Yeah. I mean, he played a lot of guard last year. Didn't really play much tackle. I forget who they tried out at left tackle for moving Donovan Jackson out there, but I mean, that's just it. It seems like, I mean, he's been named a captain. It seems like this is their leader on the offensive line. It seems like this is their old head. It's him and Hinsman are the 2 guys that I think are both seniors. I don't know if Carson's actually a senior or not.
Austin's listed as a junior yet, so I know it's crazy now with their listings, but still, regardless, he's been in the program a while. He joined the program in 22, so he's got he's still listed as a junior.
Yeah, and then you got Carson, who's a senior. Like, this offensive line is going to, keep developing, but it's got some leaders there. I mean, you got young guys getting a lot of reps too. I mean, you got Luke Montgomery, who will hopefully be here for another 2 years, that is playing, because offensive linemen aren't like wide receivers where they're able to go after 3 years. Like, it is very rare for an offensive lineman to be good enough to leave after 3 years, and that's if they start as a true freshman, which he didn't. Like, Michael Jordan started every game for his first 3 years and still came back for his senior year. Like, that's just the reality of being an offensive lineman. We don't get all the showy stuff. But
dude, go ahead.
No, but the difference is that lets you build these trenches, which is what you need the most. You need guys like Carter Lowe and Jake Cook to learn from these guys, to be like, hey, we have to get better, and you have to lead by example, and you have to grab a guy who's not there yet and pull him along with you.
There's no doubt about it. And one of the things that's really stood out about this offensive line, Austin Siereveld for sure, but a handful of other guys, Tager Shabola, Luke Montgomery, some of the younger cats, is that they're all from Ohio, right? And it's really cool to see that they're recruiting hard. They're recruiting in the trenches hard from the state of Ohio, man, because it's important to these kids. Like, everybody in the state of Ohio grows up and wants to be a Buckeye. And when the fact that they can start to get these guys in here that are from Ohio, man, I know you can speak to it. You had a lot of them on your team, man. That is, while it seems kind of cliche and kind of storyline-ish, it's really important for these guys to represent their school, man, and represent the state of Ohio.
Yeah, I mean, even Big Philip Daniels. I mean, he's a Cincinnati guy. He went to the same high school as Paris Johnson. Like it was by way of Minnesota that he came to us, but there's another Ohio guy. Like, I mean, think about that offensive line. If let's say Philip Daniels is the right tackle.
Yep.
That's 1, 2, 3. Is it 4 of the 5 are Ohio guys?
5. Carson Hinsman is the only one, and Hinsman is from Wisconsin. So it's like you're all Midwestern.
Oh, Hinsman had to be the one weirdo. Okay. But that's what I mean. Like, that's it. That is what Ohio football. Yeah. We've been behind in terms of skill development, but we are not been behind in offensive lineman development, and this shows.
No doubt. There's no doubt, man. And it's important. Like, I think it is. And they've made a point to recruit Ohio hard. And it is certainly a challenge because it ain't no secret, man. Everybody knows that that some of the best football is played in Ohio and Northeast Ohio and Southern Ohio. Like, there's some really damn good high school football being played, and these players are coveted. And it's quite obvious there. But for Austin Siereveld, man, what an awesome camp. It's just a huge tip of the cap to him of seeing an opportunity, taking full advantage of that opportunity, and becoming a leader, not only of the offense, not only the offensive line, but of the team as a whole, as he was named captain. So I guess the answer to my question is all the way excited. That's how excited we should be about Carson Hinsman. Austin Siereveld. We're excited about them all, but Austin Siereveld. So, all right, we are buzzing through the show tonight because we've got some stuff lined up for post show. But our last topic of the night, man, there was a clip going around. We're going to play it here in just a moment, but it was basically Coach Ryan Day being asked about what Julian Sayin needs to do in his first start. Now, we're going to react on the other side of it here, but there's going to be two thoughts in it. First is listen to what he has to say about his starter, and then I'll pick up on the tone. I think that he has to say these things because it feels like Ryan Day is a little bit different heading into this year. We'll play this clip and then react on the other side of it.
65-64. We got to find a way to win. That's it. That's all.
Sure, the chance to grow.
Just win, baby. That's it, man. Just win. Find a way to win. One more point than them. If it's, 14-13 or 65-64, we got to find a way to win. That's it. That's all that matters. And, we're not going to worry about, the what ifs and all that other stuff. We're going to let it fly. And I said that to him today, and said the same thing to Lincoln. We're going to let this thing go when we're in the game, and that's it. And we're not going to worry about all the other stuff, because we know that the expectation is win every game. But in this game, find a way to go 1-0 on Saturday night. That's it.
Yeah, just a couple things there that I took away kind of from that little clip there from Coach Day, because the first and foremost is Kev, that like he just seems a little bit more relaxed, right? You're coming off of a national championship. You kind of understand that, hey, this game isn't make or break. It's not do or die by any means. But hey, just win, man. Just go out there. There's no pressure, not adding additional pressure onto you. The expectation is to win, but we're just going to let that thing fly. And he was referencing his conversation with Julian Sayin and how he approached it. That was kind of my takeaway on it, like a little more relaxed from Coach Day, and just giving his guys the power to do. Just go let it hang out, go play ball, and just find a way to score one more point than the other team.
I mean, yeah, you hear all these stats like, oh, the team that did this won the last 900 times. The team that did this won the last 40 of the last 57 times. Like all these stupid ESPN, they fell in love with stats and they love doing it. Who's won every single game ever is the team that scored the most points. Like you could rush for negative 30 yards, and as long as you have more points than the other team at the end of the game on that scoreboard, it doesn't matter. You could win 3-2 and it's still a win. It doesn't matter. You got to win football games, and the only way to win football games is 1, scoring more points than the opponent, and 2, not beating yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's what this team needs to do. Is they're going to get everybody's best shot. They are on a level that Georgia's been at the last few years. They're on a level that Alabama's been at for the last 30 years. Like that is where, well, maybe not 30, let's call it 15, but that is where they're at, and that is where they need to stay, because that's the only way you keep retaining and attracting top talent. But you also realize with that comes every single team's best possible shot. This is Washington. We are Washington's national championship.
Yeah.
We are Illinois' national champion. We are, name it. We're definitely Gramblings. Talk about OU, talk about all those teams, but let's call a spade here. We're Indiana's national champion. Do we even play them this year? I think we do. We're their national championship because they're not playing for a national championship. You saw what happened when they got to the playoff. They're not playing for their national championship. Yeah. That is what you need to do.
Now, and on the flip side of it, man, you're going to get the number 1 team in the country's best shot, because 6 months ago you beat them to go to the national championship game, and it all means something to Texas, and that the environment's going to be insane. Like the whole everything about it is going to be awesome. And the other thing I took away from that clip there, Kevin, want to thank Adam King. Does amazing work covering Ohio State for one of the local news stations. So I got the video from his Twitter, so go check him out. Make sure you give him a follow. But he had mentioned to Lincoln Keenholz too. Like, hey, I said the same thing to Lincoln. We're going to get out there and let that thing go. So does that mean both guys get some tick in week 1? I sounded like maybe, but we'll see. It's I hope not.
That never works. That never works. Like they're going to put in packages for Lincoln, which the only package they should really put in is what Jacoby Brissett did at for the Colts, where it was
QB sneak guy, right?
Just QB sneak guy. He's so big, strong, and athletic. Have him go out there and be a QB sneak guy, but I don't want him throwing footballs to the ones. Maybe he will, but you want that. You want Julian to be the guy. You don't want him to have any you don't want the quarterback to have any reservations or have anything in the back of his mind like, oh my god, at the last second they could pull me.
That's Kevin. That's exactly right. Like there's, the saying goes, if you have 2, you have none, right? And then in terms of the quarterback position, but I think the bigger point is in yours. Even if you're saying, hey, Lincoln, you're going to get a couple packages, right? That in the starter's mind, I've lived it. I've been there, right? I haven't been there in front of 110,000 people. I've done it in front of, 2,000 people, but it lives in your head. If I make a mistake, they're going to pull me. And if they do it once, even if it's planned, Like, hey, if I throw an incompletion, or you start to press, man, you start to really press, and that's not a spot you want your quarterback to be in. You hit it right on the head there. It's going to be really important that, if he has to get in, fine. I align with you 100% that let Julian get in there, have no reservations, let him grind through some adversity. It's not going to be perfect. Certainly not going to be perfect. But I think the main thing is, like, dude, you just got given the keys to a Lamborghini. Just keep it between the white lines, man. Just keep it there. Don't crash it, because all you got to do is keep it moving forward, and your job should be pretty damn easy with the weapons that he has at his disposal. So, Kev, officially tomorrow will be 11 days away 10 days. We're 11 days right now. It'll be 10 days away tomorrow. And it's unbelievable, man. We got week 0 coming at the end of this week. So those first couple games are going to get started. And then that week 1 slate, man, starts with our game. And then there's 4 top 10 matchups or top 20 matchups that everyone's fired up for. So it's officially football season. We certainly are excited to be here. So our show schedule is going to change just a little bit. We're going to be back one more time this week. And then when week 1 rolls around, we'll get into our typical season flow. We'll aim for 3 shows a week, a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. More X's and O's, more specific. We'll still hit major storylines, but we'll get into what Kevin and I know best, and that is looking at defenses, looking at offenses, learning how to attack things. So say all that to say, make sure you're subscribed to the channel on this YouTube channel. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Subscribe. If you're watching on Twitter, follow, subscribe. Get over to that YouTube channel, subscribe. And also get down to our written content below, si.com/college/Ohio State for all things Buckeyes here. But for tonight, it's Julian Sayin, named the starting quarterback for the Ohio State Buckeyes, and they are fully set and ready to go for their big matchup next week against the Texas Longhorns. We're going to get out of here on that. For my partner, Kevin Woidke, I'm Anthony Moeglin. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight on the Buckeye Breakdown Podcast.